On. Oh, ears aren't on.
How's my phone almost?
So I can post on Instagram
And Mike's.
I was
boost as best.
very tempted to get some new ears because they had them at Spirit.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, those are looking real nice.
Look really nice, huh?
Yeah.
It's fair. It's fair. All right. Well, welcome to Wild Beyond the Witchlight, a Feywild adventure that is written by Wizards of the Coast. We are on episode 16 this evening, and thank you very much to Comic Emporium for hosting us this evening and allowing us to use their lovely dungeon so that we have somewhere to play. All right, well, we will jump right back in this evening, guys, and as I feel like you all remember, yeah,
Sure.
we went, well, to be fair,
Sort of.
okay, but last thing that we did, we went ahead and we kind of came back, and most of you were still speaking to the bugbear and trying to encourage him, running lines with him, things like that. Jericho was still fumbling his way around, trying to find his way either back to you or maybe to Endalyn herself. I'm not sure what he was doing.
Fumbling.
We don't know at this point.
That is exactly what you are doing, sir. Except he wants to felt something different because he was a bird and he feels like he looked more graceful in that.
That's right. Not
That's
fumbling.
fumbling.
Soaring.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my god. It already starts.
What? Elegantly. So elegantly. So, the last thing was you did have a mirror telling you, like, hey, probably you should think about seeing Lady Endalyn. She's waiting for you.
Yeah.
Now, at that moment, I will tell you, no one made any moves towards the door because you were talking with Burley. Jericho, you were still, like, in a hallway looking for your people. So, about this time, a small goblin actually pops into the room with the three of you and says, you know you're wanted on stage, right?
What?
Like, immediately. Like, I need your costumes on and I need you on stage right now.
Burley, this is your
I didn't
chance
agree to
to
this.
practice what
Nope, he's not talking to him. He's talking to the three of you.
I didn't agree to this.
He didn't ask you. He said, I need you to get your costumes on. And at that, there are
Let's go.
4 little purple cards on your table in front of you. And
All
face
for
down, face
All
down,
for
pick
you.
one.
Face down? Face down? You want to go first?
Pick one.
Alright, pick it.
There you go.
Pick one or I will pick for you. And that will be really
Oh, I
fun.
picked just one?
I just need you to take one of them.
Feel like I'm now?
You can flip it over once you've chosen yours.
This is what we like to call type casting.
You know, I never shuffled. I can't do anything about that. So,
No, it's funny.
Hurts
It's
that.
so funny.
what he hands to you are these cards, and he shoves them into your hands, and he says, this is the character you'll be playing. Put on an outfit that matches. Hurry up.
I mean...
That's it.
What did you get?
Foolish minstrel.
Because the world has a sense of humor.
Oh,
Everyone
look at
doesn't
him
need to change it
first.
all.
Thank you.
No, I
It's
didn't.
fine, you don't need to change it all.
What did Parthenos get?
Mean-spirited servant.
Oh, that does not.
That one just looks.
I got honorable knight risen from the
I
dead.
just get to play myself. Alright, let's go.
I'm not even there.
Every
so-
actor
You
in
will
Hollywood.
You will.
Jericho, yes, you are right. You are not there at the moment. However, from the hallway you're in, another small goblin pops up out of seemingly nowhere. Clearly there was a door there, but it seemed like nowhere, and he said, hey, I need you in here. And he beckons to you, regardless of what you look like, he beckons to you. He beckons to you, and you follow, yes?
I'm a bird. Are we sure he's talking to me?
You're the only one there.
Yep.
Bird, come on.
I go land on his head.
Okay, cool. So all he has to do is step backwards, close the door, and you're now in the dressing room with your friends.
We now pick a card.
And now you have to take your card too.
Sup, Jericho?
And whether you choose to be a bird or you choose to not be a bird,
Actually, we don't
you'll
even
still
know
have to
Jericho
perform
yet.
your part, sir.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
Am I doing?
What'd you get?
I don't remember what it. Thanks.
Rude.
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
Oh, now you have to share with everybody because now we're all amused.
Oh no! We're gonna reveal this one on stage.
Oh, okay. Okay. By the way,
Oh my God.
so quickly.
Cards fitting so well.
Okay, yes. I will not be in bird form for this. I
Okay.
am going
Full Jericho.
Awesome. All right. So with that,
it needs to
um,
go no other way.
Yeah, oh,
the
no.
two goblins that are in this room now, and the first one tells you, he says, the first one that's already been there and already had started talking, he said, listen, my name is Stage Fright, and Endolin is going to demand that you perform, and I am sorry, I don't have all of the, all the lines are written up, but I don't have everything put in place. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get you on stage, it'll be fine, I'll feed you the lines, you're good. You can do this, I know you can do this. Also, if I forget to tell you at some point, do make sure everyone dies a horrible, tragic death. And she really likes to laugh, so maybe you can figure those two out. She loves dark comedy and make sure everyone dies. Play can't end until everyone dies. So, and that is what he tells you, and he says, now, is everyone ready? So is there anything anybody wants to do, any kind of preparations anyone wants to take before we move forward?
Yeah.
I guess
Using
make
my
sure I have on a
jit
proper
boots.
costume for this.
Absolutely. They will find, they
I'll
will
just at
help you
least
run
get a
around.
helmet, if nothing
Yes,
else.
they will help you run around and find, oddly enough, they will help you find something that looks at least vaguely like the costume, whatever you're supposed
All
to.
right, so Jericho goes ahead and gets butt naked.
Awesome.
Full on.
Oh, I know which one you
Jericho.
pulled.
And he's looking around.
She just goes,
In the
Yep.
fucking
He's like,
son
oh,
of a
these will be
bitch.
perfect. And he finds two little like ram's horns that he gets attached to him. He's like, all right, now I need something so I can get liquored up. Let me see here. And I'm just looking. I finally just grabbed.
Ask Torn.
Ask Torn.
Yeah, torn. I need to borrow some equipment, buddy.
Sure, what you
Need to borrow
need?
some equipment.
I need something that will look what you call alcoholic.
Look out.
I actually have a bottle of wine, and when you smash it, it comes back together. It's one of my trinkets.
Oh my goodness. Torn, this is why you're my best friend. Yep, I'm ready. Cue the lights.
Everyone's ready. No one needs to.
Actually, it's an 8-ounce glass of wine, but still.
Oh no.
Bottle, 8 ounce.
Can't
that's
be a
fine.
bottle, can't be a bottle. I mean, it can be glass, that's fine.
That works.
Either way.
All
Yeah,
right.
glass is fine.
That's perfectly fine.
It's time to cue the music.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do to prepare though? Any kind of anything? No? Okay.
I'm
Alright.
dressed as myself, I guess.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's
Okay.
make sure everybody gets a little buff in here.
Okay, so even if you want to dress as yourself, I'm going to be honest, he's going to push like 1 or 2 random things
That's fine.
on you just to kind of be like,
Kind of like
You
a
can't
hat hanging off a horn.
Yep. Like, really just the most ridiculous because he's like, you have to dress up a little bit. She gets really upset when we never use the props.
Can I use my loot? Or any use yours?
Yeah, I mean, you can use yours, sir, that's fine.
Yeah, mine's better.
I assume that yours is already, you know, I am not in charge of props, so you can say whatever you want. My name is Stage Fright, and I'm only in charge of lines, so
Do you have stage
Lions.
right?
that is why I'm in charge of lines.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
This one.
So,
Beforehand, make sure that's how this
Alright.
works.
Spells. I'm good on spells.
I feel like I
Yeah,
should
I'm about to pass out some spells real quick.
alrighty,
And they are now I can only do one person.
okay.
Okay.
So, call your best friend. What's happening?
Let's see. Who's basically who's bad at acting here? Like if you were going to, I don't know, perform and use your charisma,
You get one guess.
is it you? Okay. All right.
0.
We're gonna hit you with enhanced ability, and we'll give you Eagle Splendor, so you get advantage on all charisma checks.
Okay.
That's gonna last for up to an hour.
Woo! Do you need anything, Parthenos, or are you good? Okay. I know the one next to you is generally okay.
Hey Torn,
Yeah.
why don't you pass out some inspirations?
Oh, yeah. You get a bardic inspiration. You get a bardic inspiration.
There
You
we
get a
go.
bardic inspiration.
That's
Dressing
it.
room pump song. I am almost out of all my bardic inspirations.
That's all right. That's okay.
1, 2,
And
3.
that's
It is a
a
D8, yes.
D8?
Yep. I got 2 left. So I'm playing the dressing room song.
All right.
All right, I've got guidance here on standby, so
We don't wait.
I'll be ready to throw one if necessary. Alright, fistful of dice, we're good.
Torn is ready.
All right. So everybody is ready, and Stage Fright is going to. And from here on out, guys, I'm going to need you to tell me exactly what you're doing, when you're doing, etc. Because you're going to be part of a play. So you're going to draw the lines, and you have to use, or you need to use the line that you've drawn in whatever dialogue you use in the next, like the next couple seconds of dialogue. Okay.
That's amazing.
So.
This is gonna be so random.
If everyone could do me a favor, yeah, some of these are great though. Some of them I was like, I'm gonna write that down and randomly use that because it's just a really good one.
So do we draw now or wait?
First of all, yes, you may draw your first line now if you'd like, and then I'd like everyone to roll me just a flat D20.
Flat D20.
And we'll see who goes first.
Add nothing to it.
No, nothing to it. Just
Yeah,
flat.
draw a line. You can go ahead and look at it
And
and
then
start
just a
preparing.
flat D20.
Mm-hmm.
15.
Did you roll a 20?
Yes, it is.
Yes! So Parthenos gets to start us off. That makes me happy. All right. So he ushers you up to the stage area. There is a curtain down, and he shoves whatever you just drew, Parthenos. He whispers this to you and says, "Okay, so you're gonna start the play. So tell me what happens."
Oh god. Start the play, yay.
Yeah. Tell me how that happens.
So do we have to like make up the play as it goes?
Yes, you do.
So
You have to
remember-
use whatever's on there.
Yeah, whatever line you just drew, you have to use that in your dialogue. So you can
Yes.
add.
You can
You
add
have to
all kind of
use
stuff.
this.
You don't have
Yeah.
to, but if you don't use it, and I know what most of the lines say because I've kind of read all of them, so I'll kind of get it if you didn't use it because most of them don't sound like anything we normally say. Just gonna be honest. So
Who does
the
that
way that
third
this
part?
works is there's a system, and whenever you make Indolin is very fond of tragedies, so she is looking for the most tragic tale. And she is looking for, again, the play cannot end until everyone dies. A tragic death. Not like, oh god, I died. No, tragic. All of them must be very tragic. And the last person to die, they may have their tragic death. You are going to be scored based on, like, how great said tragedy is. You're going to be scored based on how tragic the entire interaction is, how the play goes, how it flows together. If you use your lines, if you don't use your lines, and things like, did you actually go onto the stage and begin delivering lines in a timely fashion, or did you freeze, or did you, if you wanted to, if you're somebody who needed to deliver a line off stage, that's fine, but to make sure it makes sense. Everyone has to get on stage eventually, everyone has to die eventually, and I don't want anyone to die until you've at least delivered 3 lines. Minimum. 3. Minimum. Yeah, I know I need to put that out there right now. I see people's faces going, cool, I'll die really fast, I got you. No. 3 minimum.
We have to do role playing in the role playing game.
Yes, you do! Parthenos, you have approximately 30, 45 seconds. Tell me how we're doing this.
I'm so done.
Oh, and your time.
A dramatic sting starts up, and they're waiting.
Is there anybody else on the stage?
Nope, it's just y'all.
Well, who goes
So we're
after
all
that?
up there?
All of us?
The 4 of you are there. Stage fright tells you, I wrote the lines, but I didn't write the rest of it, so I'll feed you lines, but you're gonna have to figure out how to work them in.
We're all on stage.
You're not on stage yet, because that's not how plays work. You're not on stage unless
You
you
must
decide to be
enter
on
the
stage.
stage.
Okay? So you are all standing on the side, on the wings.
You're
Okay?
in the wings.
You're in the wings, just like on a TV set or anything like that. Even when we film in here, if you're right out of camera view, you're out of camera view.
Mm.
So if you say something when you're out of view, it has to make sense to what's happening in view. You can't just be like you delivering lines off stage like you're supposed to be on stage, and we're all just like, well, that would be neat if anyone was there saying it. So you can't do things like that. You do need to tell me when you go on stage and what you do. You can't just say, I walked on, otherwise I'm gonna be like, neat, and then. So I need to know, and I will be fine with you kind of creating props as you need them, or saying that they kind of just appear. If you needed a chair, we can say that, there's probably a basic like chair, table set, stuff like that. Okay, so, and there will be nothing that you can ask for that's not unless you ask for a prop of something really absurd, they'll have a backdrop or something that will look like it. So you're good. Just tell them maybe like say, I need this, and then continue as if thing was there.
Is Jericho already acting?
Jericho is
Jericho's
in
already
character immediately.
Off stage.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm on
You're
stage.
all, yeah, I was gonna
Awesome.
say, unless you ask people to be on stage, you're all off stage until you walk off.
Is there
Well,
a
this is about to be-
backdrop already there
this is
as
about to
in
be
where
very
it's supposed to be?
Yes, if there is a backdrop already, it would just be a very basic, it looks kind of just like the inside of any castle or dungeon. Like, just kind of a stone floor backdrop, nothing special to it or anything.
Well, off stage, Parthenos is gonna pat Jericho on the head
Mm-hmm.
and in a booming voice yell out, "A tailor could not sew out a finer lie, and throw Jericho on stage."
Jericho on stage. Okay, Jericho, what had been your role?
6.
Haha! He doesn't go next anyway, though. The sage does.
What'd you get?
I got 14.
Oh, you just you would.
So the two people who least wanted to improvise the
Yeah.
first to go. You're welcome.
That's fine.
Nice
Let's
as
do
well.
this. Alrighty. So Sage will walk on stage, looking around, super confused,
Okay.
and go, "Is that a hoot or a growl?" And then she'll kind of cower down. She's like, "It chills my blood." And then she'll kind of look over at Jericho as she says that last line. Like, that's disturbing to see him just butt naked.
Valid.
Torn's gonna walk in from stage right. He takes center stage. He then pulls out his lute and starts playing the F. And then, lights kind of going down. And he's gonna cast, even with the mage hand in the background, of course, doing the double horns as always, because he can't do that.
Absolutely.
And I already lost my line, but luckily I memorized it because I'm just that talented. Anyway, so he's gonna come on. He's like, "I am just but a foolish minstrel who never knew love, but now awake. The time is upon us, and I will find love."
Fantastic. And Torn, what happens with our lighting?
Oh, and now it comes back up to whoever is next.
Okay. Just checking. I just wanted to make sure if we're still having holding the spotlight, that's fine. I just want to make sure we know what we're doing. Jericho.
This is what happens when the theater
Jericho looks around at the two assembled. Are we missing somebody? I think we're missing someone. Anyways, what was that about a hoot? I seem to have lost my pants. Can I borrow yours? No? All right. Tomorrow should dawn merrier.
Fabulous. At this point, I do not necessarily need you to go in turns. You can stay in turns if that feels easier. I'm just looking for everyone to participate and move the story along.
Okay.
Oh my
Do
God,
we
we
need
have
to
a
draw
symbol.
lines?
Yes,
as
you
we
have
actually
to draw
say them?
lines for every single time you go to talk. You have to draw a new line and make sure you fit it in. So if you want to stay in turns because that feels easier, that's totally fine. If you're like, yeah, no, not so much, however works for you guys.
So to recap, Go got thrown on stage. She said some stuff. Then I want to look for love. And I can never find.
If I look around, could I potentially find a pair of pants on the stage or around as a prop?
Excuse me. There wouldn't be one there, but you are more than welcome to kind of turn and look into the wings and be like, I need pants. And they would, like,
Okay.
a random pair would be thrown on stage. to you,
I'll
for
kind
sure.
of.
They
do
might fit
that.
oddly, but they will fit him.
I'll do that, and then I'll grab them and be like, "Drunken sir," and I will literally throw them at him really hard. Be like, and as they hit him, go, "Hurts, doesn't it?"
I'm wounded. And you almost made me spill my drink.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, these are not my pants. They have a crotch in them. Do you? They're still. Wait, you there, sir? Are you the Lord here? I bring dark tidings from afar.
I am no lord, I am just a foolish minstrel.
No one was talking to you. I was talking to the fella over there.
Oh, that one.
That one. Hey, come on, come here. Hey,
Parthenos will walk out on stage and
oh, you're a big fella,
grab
aren't you?
Jericho by the breeches and pull him up to look at his face. What malice are you planning?
Malice rhymes with phallus, and I'm planning to use mine.
Oh, wow.
When you're like,
Malice.
that can't possibly be. Never mind. Good job.
And,
Turn around. It's my turn.
you're a tall brick house, aren't you, feller? I think I'll hide in your chimney.
I don't even. You know what? I'm not messing with that one right there. Torn, yes.
Alright, so I have no idea what they're doing.
He's like, I'm
just
having
gonna
my
go
own
do
story
my
over
full-
here.
Yep, I'm just gonna do
Get
my
it?
own story. And he's just gonna play and he's like, where is my love? Not that thing, that's not my love. And he makes
I could be your
audience.
love for a night.
No Malice
An
Malice over
afternoon.
here. And then he's
No?
like, what's that? Bar the door! They're here!
Who's here?
There!
There?
Them!
Them.
They are here!
Who is them?
I don't know! Don't let them in!
Let them in. Get my
No,
pants
don't
off.
let them
Can I
in!
my
just
pants
for
off.
them to like make a door
You're being
appear?
held in the air
Absolutely,
right now.
as
I'm ready.
absolutely, they are attempting to make this look as
Yeah.
correct as possible. To be
And
fair,
then-
the moment Torn starts yelling that, like a door kind of like just
And,
starts
like,
to
maybe
creep out
some
onto the
soldiers
shade.
Soldiers behind it.
Yeah, if you ask, they'll probably push some little wooden props out that look like soldiers, and you'll start hearing they're trying to help. So very badly, very clumsily made.
Banging on
Like,
the door.
yeah, just like banging as if someone's trying to hit the door, or maybe there's like you can't even tell what they're attempting to maybe simulate right now, but there's a lot of noises.
Alright, Sage will take her fake sword, because she
Yes.
probably has like a wooden one that was in the back.
Yes.
Fake sword and be like, I'll make pie from these crumbs and run at the door. Opening like I'm gonna go fight what's behind
Okay.
it.
Go for
That's fine. Save some pie for me.
I guess hearing the rambunctious of them running off towards the door, Parthenos will just like look back over and just kind of, I would tear the world in two for a qualm.
You can tear me in two. That'd be fine. Or I'd tear you two. I don't care. I go either way. All which ways.
And he does have one.
Little drinky poo. We'll get you all slippery.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Oh, I see the entertainment is here. They look a little wooden. That's all right. That's how I like my soldiers. I'm ready. Take me, wooden soldiers. Take me to the great beyond. I shall die upon all four of your swords.
I can't.
And I throw myself into them. Oh, yes. Oh, left. Yeah, right there. Oh, you're killing me. You're actually killing me. Hold on, you're killing me. You're killing me.
Do 3 lines.
Oh, that was great. I'm done. Oh, you're still killing me.
Alright, so I'm also gonna run towards this door that needs to be barred. But being the foolish minstrel that I am, I'm going to fall, trip, and clumsily, but it's like a stage fall, so it's well acted.
Right.
Pretend to hit my head
Mhm.
on like a stool. And then, I feel like a giant spider, or I feel like a giant stepped on my head. But my love, she could be behind this door. And I full rush the door.
Okay.
So
And then,
Jericho's pretending to be dead now, right?
Yeah,
I'm dead, but my body is still moving as if I am still under the assault of these four guards. There is a smile on my face, though.
Parthenos will look over there and be like, murder! Oh, murder!
This is too much fun.
Not to break. Do I need to take any more lines after the 3 have been done?
You have to do minimum of 3, and then you gotta die.
You don't have to die after 3 lines.
Yeah, I'll take
The play is supposed to be tragic, which it has not been yet.
I
Just throwing
feel
that
like-
out there.
I feel like my death was pretty tragic.
Your death was.
I think she's laughing.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. Your
It's dark
death
humor.
was
I
hilarious.
died being effed to death by a bunch of wooden guards. It's funny and also tragic.
Death by
Yeah.
Susu.
Death by Susu.
Yeah, definitely not tragic.
That's a shame.
The tragedy is that you didn't go sooner.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
There you go.
There you go.
So
So-
he yells about murder.
Yes.
So
I
then
did.
Sage will go, "No, master." He turned to stone and look at Jericho to like stop moving.
Wow.
Hand me the codpiece.
And see if they have like a marble-looking blanket to like lay over
Yes.
to make him look like
It's
he's
tinted.
still.
It's tinted.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They'll have. To be fair, it looks very odd, and like maybe it was from a different production, but they will shove something out to you that looks like maybe it
Close
was
enough.
stones in the past, like
Mhm.
something you can push in front of him. Maybe it was supposed to be stones or something, but now they're vaguely satyr rabbit shape. No one's real sure what that is, but you can push it in front of him.
And as she said the stone line, I'm gonna go,
Ha! Such humor! I can barely hold my sides! Ha 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 ha!
Also, our viewer had a cool idea. People could donate bits and we could take improv suggestions from them. Instead, an extra pair of pants flies from the audience toward the performers and donate 100 bits.
I would be more than happy for y'all to give them
So, yeah.
options and thoughts, please.
Only one of us
Absolutely.
is dead.
Send them. Only one of us is, yeah, one of
I
them
can
is,
come back
dead.
from the dead.
Who knows if we'll stay dead?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It
It's
has
Jericho.
That
Probably
wouldn't be the
not.
first time.
Yeah, probably not dead. He's probably, somehow
It's the little
overcome.
death.
Mhm.
Well, I'm gonna keep the words to myself because they were not helpful.
So, Jericho
The
now
petite
laying on a
one,
marble slab.
All I heard in my head,
I
literally, and I
put
started, I was
over
like,
him to make him look like he is stone. Which he says is being pinched like a tent.
Yeah.
y'all do you.
I'm
All
just
right.
saying,
I
but
don't even know whose turn it is.
I don't either, but
I know I went.
It's anybody's turn.
y'all may want to continue to move the play along.
Yeah, I
because-
didn't even play.
So anybody, take a moment, take a turn,
I did the humor.
say anything.
Anybody else?
Tragedy, people,
Mhm.
tragedy here.
yeah, I'm trying to think of how to make it more tragic. Because so far, all we can come up with is comedy.
So much,
Yeah.
It's funny.
You're
Don't
not
get me
one-
wrong, very
you're not
funny.
Tragic types.
Not necessarily dark comedy, but it's funny.
Yeah.
If it could be darkly comedic.
Definitely yell, he must be avenged and start pretending to fight the dummies on stage
Okay.
at least. So,
You're going to continue to start
continue to
starting
do stuff on stage. I'm supposed to be a knight, so
night stuff.
fighting.
Right.
I have a wicked thought, if you will hear it. There is no love to be found, so we shall poison all the alcohol and kill everyone here.
What?
We'll take care of the guards and us, and we can join our horny stone friend.
Okay.
Parthenos will walk over to the deceased
Jericho.
Jericho.
Right.
Not even Atus would dine on this body.
That's hurtful.
You're breaking character, bro. You're breaking character.
I'm not fully dead yet.
Listen,
I'm only
You're
mostly
stoned.
dead.
he's only mostly
I'm
dead.
stoned. I'm stoned. Yeah, well,
That's why
I
you have to be quiet. You're stoned.
I'm stoned.
And then in turn of hearing Torn say he's going to keep hurry. 'Tis best I die quickly. Yes, I have poison. Poison. Stage fright, I need poison. Thank you.
Yep, yes.
Poison.
And then I'm gonna drink it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna drink his poison.
Mm-hmm.
And he drinks his Moscow Mule. He's like, "Bruh,
Enough! I should not be kicked by any mule. Poison alcohol. What was I thinking? I must find my love! But alas, it is too late. The poison has taken effect. Tell my non-existent wife I love her.
Any dice.
Any dice. All right, we have 2 people left. One person is fighting the wooden soldiers. Very brave. Yeah.
As Torn does his spiel and dies, Parthenos will look out at the crowd and be like, hold on to thy seat. The trail has more bumps to come.
No.
Okay.
I'm dead.
So as Sage is fighting, she'll pretend like one of them has stabbed her, and then she'll yell, "Oh no, even a beholder wouldn't have seen that coming," and just fall over. Sword in, just like I've been unjustly taken out while trying to defend everybody else. Unlike anybody else here.
From the soldiers in your
Yeah.
Parthenos, you're alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around, he's gonna.
You're gonna need a pretty good wrap up, bro.
Shit.
I was like watching them. I was like, oh,
It starts
they are
I got
with
you.
you. It
Just die.
ends with you.
Just die. I
Just
got
die.
you.
You just fall over dead, like no explanation.
Hey, Torrance tossed some potion first.
I did toss poison alcohol.
In before.
It was a
You
Romeo
did,
and
you
Juliet
picked-
moment.
poison. I mean, you have options.
Oh, you're not living.
In forest. Parthenos will reach into his pack and pull out rations.
Okay.
He's gonna walk up to everybody's body, say, "Here's some gristle to chew upon."
Fabulous. Okay. To be fair, that's definitely tragic. You think your friends aren't really dead. That's sad.
He'll look out at the crowd and be like, "This dream shall soon end."
Torn just like slowly and stealthily eats the gristle while pretending.
Or just like,
Tomorrow at sunrise, I shall no longer be here.
you do not have to continue. You're the only person. You do not have to continue to use lines
No,
from
we're
the
gonna
bag.
read
At this
every
point,
line in
you
this
may.
bag.
Oh, if you're using every line in the bag, then the rest of you are gonna have to get resurrected, aren't you? Now?
Probably.
Yeah. Because our
But,
side is done.
It is not. There's so many more in there.
No, I meant we're both.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say there's so many more in there. I'm aware. There's like 3 pages
Good
worth
one.
of dialogue I caught up.
Well, I mean,
There's like 80 things in there. So like,
I'm gonna piece these together.
Oh,
He's like-
he's about to monologue with the random lines.
Do it.
Why not? The last one here, I
Do
gotta
it.
make it go out.
look, he's like at this point. We're gonna see how many I can use.
He was talking about.
Okay. So supposedly everyone is dead. This is the point at which I will give.
Wait, did Parthenos actually die?
Not yet.
He's about to.
No,
about to.
not yet.
He's not dead yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Hold on.
We're waiting.
Yeah.
Impatiently waiting.
It's like Cards Against Humanity. D&D
Yeah.
style.
If you don't have anything, just die. I've got you.
Oh god. Bless.
Yeah.
I mean,
Another pair of pants are thrown from the audience of the remaining actor. These have obviously been worn recently.
There you go, Parthenos.
he's gonna look at the bottle that Torn had thrown at him and be like, "You beastly little imp."
Little?
Far less,
Wait.
He's like supposed to be.
far less than thou have perished for less.
Damn. That's harsh.
He's gonna drink it and be like, "What manner of ghoul is this I see before me? Fetch my sword and my steed. To battle I ride." As the poison takes hold, he just falls backwards
Jericho
with a
stirs
loud thump.
from
Okay,
his
wait.
stirs from his blanket.
Oh dear God.
Yeah.
He says, "That was, oh my God, so amazing. But wait, all of my friends, they're all gone. Have they taken the poison because their best friend has passed on? And I crawl over to Sage, and I go, cradling Sage's face.
Oh no.
Speak to me, fair knight. You fought your way back from death once for me. Come back once more. No, sleep. And then I crawl over, and I try to pick up Torn's head, but he's a big boy. So instead, I just grip him by the horns, and I say,
Jeez.
"Oh, how many times
He's being killed by a pantsless rabbit. I know.
did
not the first
you
time.
allow me to hold these in such a manner? How many times have we laughed while peril surrounded us? It's okay now. You don't have to play the fool any longer."
He's petting your face.
And I'm cutting down your big broad nose there. I'm like, you don't have to play the fool any longer. We will laugh again. Sleep now. And then finally, as my strength begins to go, because I'm very spent,
Oh.
I get to Parthenos' body, and I say, your sword has already fallen. Your steed lies next to you. Parthenos, king, the most noble. You were my only true friend. And now you have gone from this world. I shall miss the way you would slap me around.
As Jericho is proceeding with his monologue, oddly enough, another pair of pants and a few bits fly onto the stage as if they're a horse attempting to be led on stage.
And I see the pants and I grab them and I begin to cover Parthenos. And I say, a funeral fit for you. We shall cover your dignity. These smell ripe. I will put these down lower. I would not wish for you to meet the boatman smelling of coconut.
This is brown prince.
I think they were doing something else with those pants.
My sweet king, you have gone and you have left your friend behind. But perhaps there is just enough poison left that I may go with the three of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I lean my face real close to Parthenos' mouth. And I whisper to him, I say, don't move. Whatever you do.
Oh, God.
And my hand slides down the front of his chest. I'm like,
Boy.
Parthenos. Damn, boy. Hold on just a second here. And I give him the stage kiss, which looks very passionate. And then it slips into maybe more than a stage as I get into it. And I'm, I taste death upon you, and I shall join you soon. To those of you out there, pantsless, beware the folly of what has happened here. Do not be like Jericho. Live your life. And until next time, keep them candles burning.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
And with that, the curtain drops,
That was a good play, guys. Good play.
and
I'd watch that.
there's a small moment of silence. And for those of you who are not as acquainted, you hear stage fright going, "Get up, we're about to take bows. Everybody get up, hurry up."
Okay.
Yep, everyone's standing. Okay, curtain parts one more time, and you are face to face with the audience who's politely clapping. You've got a few bravos from out in the audience. You've got a few.
Part of the drunken satyr was played by Jericho Moss Blossom of the Westboro
The
Moss
drunken
Blossom,
satyr.
also known as Cotton Candy. Jericho Moss Blossom of the Westboro Moss Blossom.
Yes.
Do we have to? Okay.
Yeah.
The part of the Honorable Knight Risen from the Dead was performed by Sage.
Dragon Rage Sage in the cage.
Dragon Rage Sage.
This is theater. We got to be a little.
You do have to be a little extra.
Not useless.
All
I'm
of it.
behind the scenes. I'm not in the front. It's a carnival.
And into Parthenos.
And looking at getting fancy with it.
Yeah, might as well.
Go for it.
The role of the mean-spirited servant was played by Parthenos. And he's going to then cast Shield of Faith around himself.
Okay.
Just for the big
For the-
lean, for the flavor.
Fabulous.
King of
Thank
the
you.
Wild.
The part of the foolish minstrel has been played by Torn Asunder, who can handle any blunder with the sword of his thunder.
Mage Hand comes up again with the double points.
Fantastic. All right, and stage fright goes, okay, good. And he closes the curtain again. Curtain's closed. You are off of, we are back out of the play. So, you hear a smattering of applause. There weren't that many people in the actual audience. It was more, it kind of filled up as you went. More like people realized who were maybe.
People were confused.
Yeah, people who were maybe normally behind the stage doing stuff were like, what is that? You know, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna,
This is
What's
actually
happening?
good.
this is entertaining. I do appreciate this.
Hands that Jericho were wearing. Parthenos is gonna pick him up and just like flip him through the curtain.
All the
Fair
pants
enough.
he's throwing on stage.
Yeah.
Roll back in the
Yeah.
audience.
There's
All the pants.
There's
of it.
your
All the
souvenir.
hands just
Start flying out.
hands
Souvenir
start
for
flying
the
out. They're
show.
good with. You know what? There's some people you hear being like, oh, I've got souvenir pants from this one. Okay.
souvenir.
Apparently what's happening now.
That's the
So.
thing you get in theater.
It
I
is
mean, usually
today.
they're not pants, but you know.
Man,
Whatever.
they're on a high and mighty princess.
I was so hoping one of you would. It seemed like it'd be hilarious. There were some very.
I just got myself. The bard gets the
I-
bard.
Well,
Like, what are the chances?
Okay.
Cowardly noble and failed magician. Yeah,
Oh,
that was
Mhm.
fun.
See, I feel like that one would have been
Drunken
fabulous.
Yeah, I'm trying to say it was perfect.
But you know what? So many fun options. So, fantastic. You're finished. Stage Fright tells you off stage. He says, that was really good, guys. I am. You know what?
I'm
You know what? I knew that those lines were perfect, no matter who read them and in what order. I knew they would work.
It's not the lines that make the play, but the players.
It's how you deliver the lines.
That's what I said.
And there are no small parts.
There are only bad plays if people allow there to be bad plays in the world. Mostly, though,
Now, did you see Spider-Man After
write
Dark?
good plays. I write fantastic plays.
Terrible idea.
I am glad that I found someone worthy of putting on this one. Good. I'll have to decide what we name it later. Thank you. If you would like to, though, Miss Endelin, I know will see you now. She is out in the audience area, but I do believe that she was headed up to her sitting room, and I'd be happy to take you up there if you'd like to meet with her.
Yeah, that's kind of why we're here.
Feels, I have to
I'll
say,
need a moment to make myself decent.
I appreciated the levity because we just don't often get that much here. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So he gives you a moment though to get out of whatever stage makeup or whatever if you want to, or into whatever you want. You know what he just says? You know what? Y'all just make yourselves as presentable as you're gonna be.
I'll just put on my
And-
clothes.
I'm finding new clothes to put on.
I found a jester outfit for you, but I never got to use it. But I got one. Oh, I found
this for you. You wanna wear
I just put it in my bag. That's for later.
Look, he's like, I'll use that. That's fine. Okay. So, as far as all that is concerned, if you are fine after that, though, he will be fine selling you. I'm going to take you up to speak to Miss Endelin, though. And you begin following him. Now you're going to walk through a few things as you get to where you're going.
I think I
Yes.
casually slip up next to Parthenos,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, that is a pretty good scene, right?
Oh,
I mean,
Parthenos, I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just shooting in the dark here, but
I feel like you are.
I feel like that may have been something real.
Hey, what's something real there?
What do you think? I mean, I'm just joking with you, King.
Wow.
How about we don't speak of this again? And I don't tell Featherine.
Look, Featherine would be fine with it, I'm telling you.
Oh, she would be fine with
I mean, if there was something there, which there may not have been, unless maybe there was.
Weren't you going to try to marry her?
Well, so.
So?
She doesn't seem like the type of bird to share.
We don't know that much about her.
Like
You know, behind closed nest, you know,
behind closed nest.
Featherine might be freaky Featherine.
We learned so much about feathering just now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, while you were having this discussion, he actually does walk you around backstage.
I reach up and hold your hand. I don't look at you, I just reach up and hold your hand.
Yep. Through a back corridor into a library type area. And if you are looking, and you're welcome to look at the maps that I've left on your table, but you're still going to be on the stage level, which is going to be second page. And the library is that large area. Should be like second page, I think.
Look like library.
The library. Well, the library is it's on the same one as the stage, which is going to be your one that's the stage level, and it is the stage is that large area marked M2, and behind that is M7, and that's where you're walking to.
Okay. So we walk there.
Did you find it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, just not the one I thought we were going to.
It is not. It's okay. This one is still on the same level, so you're going to walk into this area. As you do, this area is an absolutely magnificent hall. It is lined with stone bookshelves housing a library of leather-bound tomes. There are 3 elderly bespectacled goblins climbing ladders to fetch books for 3 slender, cloaked figures who are reading while seated in overstuffed stuffed chairs. If you look a little further into the room where the goblin is leading you to stage fright, will gesture, and you will see at the very end of the area is actually where you're going to see Miss Envelyn sitting in all of her glory, and oddly enough, with her appear to be both of her sisters.
Okay, what does Endelyn look like? This is the first time we've seen her.
Yes. So, you wouldn't have known it was Endelyn if it weren't for the fact that someone is pointing her out, and you're like, well, that must be her. Clearly.
There's that
she's-
Lorna.
We did see the portrait
There's Granny
as well.
Granny
It's
Nightshade.
true, but she doesn't really look like she looks in her portrait. In her portrait, you can actually see like a face and everything, and here she is wearing a very theatrical outfit. Very black veil, so you can't see her face, and very large hat with a large black, like, you don't even know how she maybe can see out of it, like, who knows? Like, the long sleeves, and they flutter every time she moves her hands, and just everything about her is really, really big and really theatrical. Almost as if she always expects there to be someone maybe, like, watching her, and she's putting on a play at all times of her life or whatever. She's just everything is very overly large. So just like when you even like what you can see a little bit through the shifting of her veil or her face, her makeup is really loud and really overly done. Just like for those of you who are at the table, and you would know this because some of you were performers, things like that, you would know, just like when you're performing, you put on way brighter makeup, way louder makeup, you use lighter colors to make sure it actually translates once you get off stage and it doesn't wash out. So, she's there talking, and she's kind of turns to you and says, that was a stunning play. I do feel like I would have put more tragedy into it, but you there with the horns,
Yes.
you had the beginnings of a really great tragedy.
Well, thank you.
That was
I think.
lovely. I do. I believe that could have been, you know what, the thought of the foolish minstrel searching for his lost love, that's fabulous. It's really, there's really something there. I'll have to think on it.
Based on a true story.
Those are generally the ones that make for the very best theater.
Drawing from personal experience
Yes.
to bring the character to life.
Can't find his lady cloud.
Some of my best plays have been based on real life stories, and you see her kind of glance out of the corner of her eye at Bavlorna, and not really glance, because you can't see her face that well, but you kind of see her start to turn to Bavlorna and be like, and then turn back around. She's very, anyway. But the other two sisters are sitting there. Bavlorna looks, I wouldn't say sullen, but she kind of always looks a little sullen. And she goes, oh, there's the bunny. You did leave me with a nice little treasure. Thank you.
Babby. Oh my goodness. Look at you, honey. You just glowed right up. How long has it been since I've seen you? Couple days, couple weeks, couple years? I really don't remember, but oh my goodness, look at you. Oh, you just look amazing. What in the world are you doing outside the swamp?
Well,
Did you come all this way to see me?
no, dear.
That's all right. You
No,
right. You totally did
My
not come all the way
sister-
to see me.
My sister called and said that there was a problem, and you haven't addressed Scabatha yet, and she hasn't addressed you.
Well, we left
But,
on bad terms.
She kind of looks up from something that she's doing in her lap, and as she does, you see that it might or might not be that she appears to be stitching another one of those horrifying dolls that you found all over the place, and looks up and goes, oh, so they did make it all the way here.
Oh, look.
You didn't die yet?
Well, you
Tragic.
left me in such a way that I thought I was going to die.
What a tragedy.
Well, it was. And right now, you and I are not speaking until you apologize.
It's so lovely to know that you're not speaking to me.
I'm not.
That will make my life
Nope.
immeasurably better, I'm sure.
I'm sorry. I don't know who's speaking. It must be a ghost. Because I certainly wouldn't speak to you right now.
Lover's quarrel.
Right?
I don't even know what to say. And obviously,
A little
Edelyn,
heated when they last met.
I'm
A
saying.
little heated.
A little heated indeed.
Little
Left
heat.
me high and dry. Left me wanting. Just absolutely coitus interruptus is what that was.
She left you like a snake in the grass.
just like one.
Just
Left
like
me
a snake
on
in
the
grass.
edge of a cliff for days. Now, I'm all right with some of that, but at some point, there needs to be a payoff.
He seems never to have had a problem by himself, but that's fine.
It's not the same.
Edelyn clears her throat and says, okay. Anyway, so you've been to see both of my sisters then? Recently.
Well, Miss Bavlorna is currently residing over the new installation at Downfall, and Scabby, who was supposed to be helping, we had to go get something for Babby, and she was not very helpful. And you know what? You know what? I'm gonna take the higher road here. I forgive you, Scabatha.
We forgive you, Scabatha.
And now here we are, Miss Indolin, because we heard your plays were magnifique.
Endlin reaches over to Scabatha, because her sisters are sitting to either side of her, and she reaches over and pats her sister in the head and says, well, at least someone forgives you for your shortcomings, dear. Someone does.
Oh, good. Miss Indolin, you.
Oh.
What she said about you, you just proved absolutely wrong. I believe the word witch was used. Was that right? Witch?
Yes, yeah, that's what I
I know,
heard.
it rhymed with witch, I think.
Yeah, I think it was bitch.
Might have been.
Based on what my sisters have told me, it seems that you've really tried to sow discord, and that's, you know,
Well, wasn't me.
I just don't know how I feel about that. However,
We have definitely sowed tragedy wherever we have gone, that's for sure.
I'm sorry.
It seemed to us that you guys already disliked each other.
We're sisters.
Of
Sisters
course.
can talk about sisters.
Well, not
But
that
you
way.
had the impetuous to talk about us. Absolutely
Gabby.
disgraceful.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
I mean, not to Babylorna. Babby and I, we're pretty good friends. And Scabby, you know, I'd take you back. I believe there's a second
Take you
chance
back,
there.
darling. I do know you are in want of a consort of some sort. I mean, he's a rabbit.
He'd
I
probably
do.
take all three of you.
He's a
just
rabbit.
saying.
I mean,
No?
that's a challenge right
He says
there
he likes it weird.
that I think I would need some hydration for, but we would try for sure. I mean, Babby and I have already had a bath together.
Yes, well,
And Scabby and I came real close, but getting,
Babylon,
Not
what
too
have I
heated.
told you about that? It's utterly disgraceful. You're out here acting like a slut. Seriously.
she was in the best of ways.
Some rabbits. You know what? We have company.
Kindling is the picture of class, y'all.
I know.
Mhm.
And then, I like your aesthetic.
Kindling, I like your style.
How you doing?
Oh, good God. This is your white number.
Hey, all right, Torn. We could do this.
I got your back.
He gets
Back,
one, you
front,
get the other.
side, I don't care. I've never been with a Minotaur before.
Anywho.
We won't touch.
You guys looking
So-
at each
It's
other.
okay if we do. We can high five.
Go for it, sister. I mean, well, darling,
Oh, God.
I've been looking for someone to add to my castle. And you do seem to be a talented performer. I certainly could be persuaded to add you. To add you. Males.
I've had to travel with them for weeks.
I'm so
Months?
sorry, my
I
darling.
don't even know at this point.
Oh, I am so sorry. You know, I could make you up the most fetching little bedroom area.
I just want
Right
my
by
bat and
mine?
I want to go home. I just want my bat back and to go home.
Okay. You've lost something, dear.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
It was a little bat stuffy. It was orange, and it was the only thing I had left from home before I got lost.
Oh.
It's the only thing that gave me comfort at that point, and then it's been gone.
Oh dear, I'm
For
so
years.
sorry about that. I would be happy to give you comfort. I can give you a new home. Here.
I've heard that you may have my lost thing, though.
I made that. Well, dear, there's only a few things really that I'm generally willing to part with. You know, and I certainly could look for your stuffed creature. You could certainly keep it if you or stay here with me, of course, if I find it in my things, you could have it. if you are looking to leave, however, I just don't think you should. You're so lovely. I would need you to accomplish a favor for me because we can't just be giving things. There's a rule of reciprocity, and also, I mean, honestly, you're such a lovely spokesperson for your group. I do feel that someone will be bringing tea forthwith. I do hope that you all like tea. Yes. Oh, good, fabulous. To be fair, when she says that a small
We're so suspicious of their tea.
To be fair, someone walks out from the side who looks, to your standards, perfectly normal. It is just a lovely tiefling woman who looks as if she probably just works there. She doesn't look like she spit in the tea or anything. It's not in weird, gross glasses. Everything is nicely, ridiculously dramatic and gothic. I mean, obviously, everyone, you're not drinking tea out of teacups. She brings it out and sets it down. Everything is in these dark, heavy goblets. Even though it's tea, it's in one of those really tall, I'm blanking on the name, but basically those silver tea urns that are just, they're not for like regular hot tea or anything. They're just really tall, and it's a bit dramatic. It's a bit overdone.
Carafe?
Huh?
A carafe?
Well, maybe. I think there's another word for it, but who knows?
Probably.
Either way, there's so many words for the same thing. Either way, all very properly, gothic and dark and broody, and there are like little black roses embroidered onto the edges of the plates that she sits down, and she goes to hand out little bits of cake and goblets of tea, just regular tea, but it's in goblets. And she does say to you, sugar or cream for
You
any
can
of
call
you?
me whatever you want.
I drink it black, just like my soul.
She's like, oh, I think you wanted coffee. Sorry, I didn't bring coffee. I only brought tea. I can bring coffee later. I can bring coffee later. I'm sorry. She hands out tiny little sweets that look dark. They look suspiciously dark when you go to taste them. It's just regular cake. Might stain your mouth a bit, but it's regular dark cake. Nothing ridiculous.
Like black tea. I'm all in.
Maybe. I mean,
Pirate tea.
I feel like she would be fine with that. And she says, well, darlings, so at least one of you is here to find something that she's misplaced. You said, dear?
I think this one too, but
Nope.
we're just...
Yes, he's lost a sense of time. If you know anything about that.
Honestly,
You're writing up a flyer. Do you know anything about this rabbit's
He
sense of
doesn't
time?
want
He
it-
needs it back.
He
Don't
doesn't
need
want
it
it back, so if you really want to hurt him or get back at him, giving it back to him will probably suffice
do
as a way to do
anything.
so.
See, this is why you're not my best friend.
You do see Scabatha tapping her like, we could do that. She's like, hey, my house fund
That's
is
okay. I'm not trying.
Horn, come on, buddy. Help me out here.
Bro, you need your sense of time back.
I know, I know.
You
I'd rather not.
And she turns to you and is like, well, you've been such a lovely group. There are a few things that we could bargain with. I have lost my cat. I really do want him back. I think, Scabatha, wasn't he lost at your home, Gloam? Yes, he was. He was last at Babylona's home, I believe.
About that. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh,
You could
no.
try to
I
retrieve her
don't
for me.
remember if I was in the room to see what happened to the cat.
I don't think anybody was but Parthenos. So if he doesn't say anything, you're like, sure, I can do that.
Find a cat.
Absolutely. So
my cats.
I would certainly love to have my cat back, and if you seem a sprightly little fairy, I assume you could easily retrieve one sullen cat-like creature.
Could definitely go scout her house and try and find your cat for her.
Scout, I guess.
Is there any other potential ones in case I can't find the cat for whatever reason? Some of them can be really good at hiding.
Or your cat's dead.
Even if she's dead, I want her back with me.
So you'd be okay with the body?
Was there a target?
Well, yes. Yeah, there isn't a body for y'all to refer to.
What if, like-
Out of character?
What if like the
Out of
body
character, turn to
like
dust. There's no body.
that's what I was about to ask. What if like the body like turned to dust? Would you be okay with cat dust?
I suppose if one were able to gather every single speck of dust that had come from my cat previously, I suppose, possibly.
Cool.
But I would know, I would indeed know whether you had gathered all pieces.
Jericho's just looking at everybody like, do y'all know something I don't know?
Big part that I've ever told you.
So,
So anybody.
He
This
didn't
is
tell
true.
any of us, so I'm like, yeah, we could probably totally find
This
this
is
cat. But she also knows the house is super, super cluttered, and it could be really. And cats are hide
Not
really.
cluttered anymore.
Bob, did you find the thing? No. Oh, there is,
Really cluttered.
but I mean, I don't feel like that if you called him, you're so beautiful and shiny, darling. I do feel like that if you just flitted around a bit, I'm sure he would come because you seem adorable, and I feel like he would love to play with something as gorgeous as you, and I would keep you very safe if you were here, of course, and I would never let you
lock
be.
me in a dollhouse and not let me go.
No, darling. Make you an
Out of
adult.
character.
I would never let him, you could sleep with me and everything. You would be so taken care of.
I would become the stuffed animal. I'm gonna be a dog. I'll never be allowed to leave. So she's getting very scared.
Anyhow,
What else
so-
might we find for
Just
you
in case.
or perform
Oh,
for you?
but what I, yes, okay, so I'm very, very embarrassed to tell you this. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We'll
Listen,
keep it
I'm so
between us
sorry.
girls.
Listen. I do sincerely hope you're not attempting to persuade the world you're a female. It's fine, darling. No,
It'd be
shh,
hard.
shh. Yes, it would. Anyhow. That I know. Okay. It seems that my sister dear had misplaced a unicorn horn that was in her possession. And maybe if you could find that for me.
Okay. And then what is Plan C?
Oh, Plan C. I have this lovely theater of shadows, and I would so love to add yours to it. So if you would all like to donate your shadows, then we can discuss further, possibly returning your items. Your shadows do seem if they would, yes, they would fit right in.
Hey y'all, I seen that thing. It was horrifying. No. What is Plan B? Can we just go through the alphabet till we find one that we can do?
I'm sorry, darling. That's all the plans that really I have as of current.
I guess we could go try and find the cat.
But I can certainly understand, though, that you may need some time to think it over. Giving up one shadow can be a little terrifying at first, but I do want to invite you. There are certainly some rooms that you can stay in here. To give you some time to think things over, I would be more than happy. Also, I mean, if you would like, I do plan on going to read fortunes later in the Orrery. I do so love reading fortunes for new folks. So possibly, if you would like to come up there, there will also be a play being put on in about... Oh, yes, there should be another in about 45 minutes. You're welcome to stay here and see a couple plays, come up to the Orrery. Let me tell you your future. I again love doing that. Otherwise, darlings, I mean, you certainly are free to wander about for the next day or two. Remembering the rules, of course. Don't offer hostility, and none shall be offered to you. If I feel that you are trying to, take from me, judgment will be swift. As all those in my employ would certainly not want to defect, and at that you kind of see, to be fair, if any of you are looking at all, you see, they're saying that, and you see, the goblins, all appear to have somewhere else to be all of a sudden. It's far away from wherever she's sitting. They're not doing anything, not bringing near her. They've made themselves scarce. But she says, I am so glad to have met you, adventurers. Thank you so much. For, if nothing else, you provided me with plenty of fodder, it seems, for some new plays. Scabbeth, I think that one will be plenty tragic for the stage. I do feel like we should talk about that one. Absolutely. And she gets up, and her sisters get up with her, and they leave. They do not continue to speak with you. They just get up and leave. At this point, what do you want to do? When you came in, when you look around, you see a library, you see the same things you saw before. There are some goblins looking for books and stuff, and as the ladies leave, you see them kind of as if they just were making themselves scarce, but you see them just doing basic librarian kind of stuff, dusting books, rearranging things, and you do still see there are some other individuals sitting at another table closer to the entrance to the library, and of course you haven't spoken to plenty of people who are here, work here, whatever, so you have options at this point. What would you like to do?
I mean, I don't need my sense of time back, so, like, we have all three of them here, which means they're not elsewhere.
Who's got explosives? We can repair the castle after taking over.
And we do have some guests that are waiting to get in. However, I don't believe we could take all three of them.
Yeah.
At the same time.
They're pretty powerful.
So.
Can we kill them in their sleep? Do you like sleep? Sleep.
I mean, they certainly.
There is one way
as far
to
as
find
you
out.
are aware, they would sleep.
Just one of us is going to have to get into the bed with them. I volunteer as tribute.
You might need backup.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. So you have people you can go and invite in that might know more about this area. You have Gleam kind of melted into the background when you were in the dressing room. She was like, yeah, I'm not gonna continue on that way. There's no reason for me to do that. And kind of melted into the background. You know that
Indolin?
Pollinella and Amador, could not say Amador, sorry,
Amador.
are still, somewhere keeping out of the way because there's no reason that any of them would want to be seen in here. They don't mind people from backstage seeing them because you get the vibe that maybe a lot of people here are not really here because they want to be anymore. Maybe this is more of an indentured servant kind of situation.
That's what we've seen pretty much everywhere,
So, you are free to try to talk to people, try to see if anyone else has ideas, thoughts, plans, anything like that. Remember when you came in, you were told that some of the main things you need to do here obviously were to recover your lost items, should you want them. The other main thing, though, is that Gleam came in with you and she is looking for his sister Glister. And that has been made very clear to you by Amador that he is the only person that really could lead you to the Palace of Heart's Desire, which you've already proclaimed to him is your ultimate goal for your king to find his wife. And he has told you he will not be doing that until he is sure that Gleam and Glister are back together and safe. So safely out of Motherhorn.
So really, that's our main goal here.
Yeah, is to find her.
There's your little quest log.
And now we know
side
where
of the screen.
hags
Make
will
choices.
be.
Main quest.
Yeah.
So
In
they
45
won't be
minutes,
in
we'll
the
know
way
they'll
or
be-
running into them. So
One of these goblins. I'm looking specifically for stage fright.
Okay, so stage fright went back to the actual stage area, but you can very easily just trace your way right back out of the library and back over there. I mean, like, literally, if you wanted to walk out of the doors, he led you backstage kind of areas through hallways, but literally you can walk out of the doors and kind of literally into the actual, like, auditorium and just walk up to, and you could call out for him, and I'm sure he would be.
Okay, so as I'm getting there, I'm going to do enhanced ability on myself
Okay.
for
she didn't tell us
charisma.
the cat's name.
And as soon as I find him, I go stage fright.
Yes.
Do you have a moment? I have notes.
Certainly, if you think you can improve on perfection, have that.
Absolutely, I cannot. In fact, my notes are, is it possible that we could do a sequel? Now I know that all the players are dead, But what if we were to continue in the afterlife? Where perhaps we could meet with more people who also died tragically. And we could do like a swapping of tragic tales where each person maybe delivers one, and they could be like the bard's tale or possibly the knight's tale, you know, something along those lines. I didn't see that coming.
Oh, I.
From a million miles away.
This is-
Yeah, I saw it coming.
But I've
But
been
we
picking
would
up on
need
those.
more talent, right? To cover all the parts.
I mean, I have plenty of talent throughout, you know, we've plenty of talent throughout here, depending on what you're looking for. We have,
If only we could get a hold of some twins. That would be something.
I mean, okay, not to be like super racist, but like, there's only a couple of like random like elves running around here, I'm sure, and you know, if you dress those up the same, right?
No, I feel you. And that's not racist at all. That's just stating facts.
Yeah.
They're all pointy-eared and almond-eyed and just fair-skinned and just, you know.
And use
It
bows.
might be more believable
And
though
the
if
blonde
they
hair.
are actual twins. Do you happen to know if there's any around?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, and there.
No one
I
looks
think
like
there's
her.
that goblin set of goblin twins.
Goblin twins.
They're usually more of a backstage crew, but
I don't know. Goblins not really doing it for me. I mean, goblins fill like major roles, right? Like the important starring roles, and the twins feel kind of like a side piece. You know what I'm saying? Like
they are
Like-
generally side pieces from what I've heard.
I mean, like they come on and they do their little twin thing, and then they go off, and nobody really cares.
Yeah.
Unless maybe if they were like opposites of each other, like twins but not twins. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
say like one represents like the sun, and one represents the moon, and they have the same story to tell but from two different perspectives.
Well, while I like the idea that you're onto, we will not be hosting any plays with both the sun and the moon in them like
But why
that.
not?
You know, I proposed one. Actually, I didn't propose one. The last stage writer proposed one, and we were told we will not be doing that. Yeah, he's well, he's around, but not around anymore. Yeah, he doesn't write plays anymore.
But doesn't art demand to be seen? Doesn't it demand to challenge? Isn't that the purpose of art itself? What if we were to keep it a secret and surprise the audience? Like a twist.
Art demands that I keep myself in this form
But
and
perhaps you do keep, but we write it under a pseudonym.
No, thank you.
No? Really?
I feel that there is something that possibly I should show you. I feel that you are very intent on this. It feels that it's important that you understand this if this is what you would like to pursue.
Okay.
And he walks down off the stage and he walks through the auditorium
I am all ears.
and he beckons you. Now, where are the other three of you? Are you just kind of
I'm
following
with
Jericho
him.
around? You're
Yeah.
just like
I'm with him.
nodding and taking
Backing him
notes.
up.
Okay, that's fine. Just making sure that I'm not like leaving
Yeah.
I
y'all.
was
Those are
trying to back
guys.
him up. Like,
Okay.
I'm about to just cut to the chase. Be like, you know anyone looks like this bitch?
Well, no, she's probably hiding.
So,
Yeah, she's not gonna show herself.
Probably
Yeah,
hiding.
Gleam's hiding. Is she
No,
following
we
us?
probably might be more likely to be like, I haven't seen a whole lot of elves around here. Can you point us to where one might be?
so he is going to actually walk you back through the library.
Mhm.
And there is a small door that you didn't notice off to the corner, and he is going to lead you through that door and be like, listen, don't touch anything.
Oh, hands in my pocket.
But I feel like it's important for you to maybe understand what happens to those who displease Endlin. Yeah. So as she says this, as he says this, he leads you into this room. And the walls of the room are adorned with these wooden masks. Most of them look like shocked goblin faces. There are dozens of masks hanging neatly on hooks from the walls. There are just all over the room. There are several more stood haphazardly on a few shelves of an old bookcase in the corner. And you see 2 padlocked cages in one far corner, one of which is occupied by a panic-stricken goblin. The other appears to be empty right now. In the middle of the room, 2 copper poles, 10 feet apart, descend from the right 8-foot ceiling. Each pole has a 1 foot in diameter copper sphere at the end of it, 3 feet off the floor. Between the poles, there's a struggling goblin shackled to a thin, tall chair, so that the spheres themselves are level with the goblin's head. You see a tall, thin, cloaked figure standing in the shadows. A rictus grin forms beneath the cowl as the figure pulls a lever that juts from the wall, and an instant later, golden lightning leaps between the spheres, catching the shackled goblin in its path. Before you can react, any of you are standing in the doorway and just taking all this in, you actually see the goblin itself transform into one of these wooden masks that are all over the room and falls to the floor. And you hear the one in the cage shrieking out and crying and screaming, "Binky, no! No, not him!" And at this stage, Fright's like, "So as you can see, not going to be doing a play that she doesn't want performed. Thank you."
Totally understand.
And
We're gonna kill this
him seeing that somebody is in here clearly doing something right now, he backs out of the room very quickly, and whether you follow or not, he doesn't care. He's not worried about it. He's
I'm with
gone.
him. I'm
He's
with him.
out.
No room full of nightmares. I'm out.
Yeah, he was like, "Nope, we're not." He pulls the door shut quietly, and he's like, "That's not what I expected." And yeah, as quickly as you could possibly move without actually running, that really, really fast walk we do at our grandmother's house when she says, "Don't run in the house." That one.
All right, I'm right there
Yep.
next to him then.
Yep. And
Okay, so about them elves. Let's
Yeah.
go back to the elves. I think the elves are
Sure.
going to work just fine.
Yeah, we can just find any 2 that seem interchangeable. Absolutely,
Yep,
I think
absolutely. I
so.
love this idea.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
just find some elves.
Haven't
Any
seen a whole lot
elves
of
will do.
elves. Can you point us to some?
They're around here somewhere.
Do they congregate somewhere, like in
yeah.
a grove
I've just
or
mostly seen
vineyard?
prison.
seen goblins like yourself. for the most
Treehouse.
part, the
Chain
tiefling, bugbear. I haven't really seen a whole lot of elves.
I don't know. I know we have a few of them around here somewhere. I would have to look. I could try to find them and round them up. They might be in the dormitories or something.
Dormitories.
Just
Let's
point
just
us in
us
the
towards them.
direction, and we'll
You've
wander
got
and
a
see if
show
we
to
can
put
find
on in like
Mhm.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which way? We'll go handle it. I'll see if
Um,
I can find us some talent.
Yep.
He points back in the direction that you came from
Cells,
originally. He says, "You
whatever.
remember when I came and got you from the dressing room? We passed right by the dormitory. So just
Gotcha.
go back that way and you'll be fine."
Okay. Hey, break a leg. Break every bone in your whole body.
We lost him. Did you see him break a leg lately? Fine. Yeah.
It's probably a
I
mask.
wanted the mask.
No, he was a puppet.
Wow. Yeah, I broke a leg.
Did he want to be a real boy?
I don't think so.
Did he used to be a real boy? After what I just saw, I'm beginning to worry.
He's like, "I don't know."
Let's get to the dormitory.
Yes,
Let's
to
go.
the
I don't think
dormitory.
so.
Leave stage fright and all of his
Nope,
genius
nope,
alone
nope.
to
As we're
contemplate.
leaving, I'll whisper, "I think that's the puppet we
Yeah,
rescued."
no, I got that. Yeah,
No.
we're gone.
So whenever I take over this castle, definitely getting rid of that room.
Oh no, we keep that room. Oh yeah. You can turn them into masks, and you could wear them at your concerts.
You're talking about the
That
house.
works.
Yeah, see.
So we need
Jericho's
to move
got
the
you.
hags to that room then.
Yeah.
Get all 3 of them.
That's their mad. Okay.
All right. So
To the dormitory.
yes.
The dormitories.
All right. So back towards the dormitories, and Jericho, as you come up to the dormitories, the door itself is kind of half cracked open. It's normally a performance quarters kind of thing. There's, bunks stuck around the room. Like if you come in, there's a main room and then there's, smaller rooms out to the side. Jericho, you've been here before.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
This is the dormitory?
You've been
Y'all won't
here
believe this. I've already been here.
You've been here before.
Oh, and you didn't
That checks
mention that there were elves in here?
Didn't really have time. We had a show to put on.
Okay.
The walls of this gloomy chamber are lined with black-veiled compartments that contain makeshift beds. The furniture is sparse, a few wooden tables and chairs, a box of junk in one corner, and flickering lanterns resting here and there. 6 performers occupy the room at this time. 2 of them appear to be pacing nervously, while you can't even see them, but you can definitely hear weeping of what has to be several of the other performers.
Glister. Curtain call for Glister.
Come here, girl. Glister.
Nothing.
Okay, nothing. As a matter of fact,
Anybody seen Glister?
one of the 2 that's been pacing the room stops pacing and just looks at you and is like, please stop, don't shout like that. Names of people who are not to be seen. If you are looking for such a person, they are probably down in the prison. Stop screaming.
Where's the
And
prison?
which way is the prison? We're
Look,
new.
curtain
We're
call
still
is-
trying to figure our way
Yeah,
around.
curtain goes up in 29 minutes. We
Yep.
need Glister on stage.
Yep, they're gonna execute
I
her on
don't-
stage.
Unfortunately, he looks, he like answers you, but like looks like he can't. He just begins staring at these pages in his hand that appear to be already kind of crumpled, like he's trying really, really hard. This man looks like he's like the pages are crumpled. Clearly, he is trying to memorize some lines of something.
It's very like frantic.
Yes, very
Cast.
like the panty, like. Mm-hmm.
To make sure I'm doing it right, but I want to cast calm emotions on him,
Okay.
and then I'll tell you what he needs to do.
Okay. You tell me.
Wisdom saving throw.
While you're doing
First
this,
wisdom.
what you can see is that the gentleman that is speaking to you, he is a
I can
halfling.
hit a group of people.
Yeah, you can hit the whole room
Yeah.
if you need to.
Yeah, very much.
He is a halfling. The other creature that is pacing the room with him actually appears to be that female tiefling that you saw before, but now she's in here and she's pacing around speaking to a skull.
So it's was a charisma saving throw, and I do it to anyone who looks frantic and stressed out in the room.
That's
They
everybody.
can choose to fail the throw and just accept the calming emotions.
Okay, so what are you saying or doing, or how are we doing this?
I'm just basically like, calm down, everything will be okay. As much of a calming voice as Torn can.
Baby soothe them.
Yeah, he's trying to baby soothe them. He's like,
Well,
You
I'm
don't
calm. I
need
don't
to
know about the
stress.
rest of y'all.
ooh,
That was very soothing.
To be fair, you feel like maybe the people in this room, the creatures in this room, however you want to say it, are very used to, maybe we just don't fight things anymore. We seem a little bit beaten down, but as you cast this, you see that none of them are trying to fight it, and you hear the sobbing from the rooms kind of stop. You see the guy who has been pacing, the one who had been trying to talk to you, see him kind of calm himself a little and be like, okay, I'm sorry, what were you trying to ask me? I'm sorry, that was definitely rude. What were you trying to ask me?
We need to know the location of the prison because we need to get Glister, and before the play, we're gonna do an execution of her on the stage.
27 minutes. 27 minutes.
Okay.
You just calmed it down.
That I can see being something that would be a good thing to do. The prison is in the highest tower. You're
It's up
going
for
to.
once. Usually they're in dungeon, but hey, this works.
You're,
Prison, not dungeon.
I don't know.
you would need to go up to the top there and see if you can get in. Good luck.
Okay,
To
cool.
And you guys got this. Relax.
26 minutes, darn. 26 minutes.
Break a leg. You know what you're doing.
You are gonna go straight through Miss Endelin's Ori of Tragedy.
Fancy.
So just be careful, be mindful when you walk through there, but straight to the back. That's
I'm a bull in a china shop. I'll do my best.
if you use the outer stairs, there's some inner stairs if you find them on the next level up that you can use to get to the prison pretty easily though.
Alright.
And he tells you that, and he kind of points out where you need to go. So, at this point, you want to go up, yes?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
As quickly as we can.
Alright. So, there is a main area. You can take these stairs that are around, like, the outside, basically, of the tower. Some of them are partially outside, like on balconies. Or there is a very small, very, very tiny, and will be a little bit of a squish for some of your larger characters, possibly. Small back staircase if you would like to try to get through that, but I think it's a kind of tight spiral, and so it's.
I mean, let's just do main, and if that stops us for some reason, we can try back.
You can always turn me into something so I can.
Right.
That's the point I'm just.
We'll just run up the main because we're trying to be
Okay.
a little
Absolutely.
official and fast.
Absolutely. Right. You need to get up there as quickly as possible. You need to get things done.
Get her out, then blow up the castle, then I can take over the castle.
Okay. Well, we're not going to tell them that, so that's
Right.
good.
Jericho.
Step one,
Yeah.
we get the girl.
Yeah.
Right.
Step two,
Blow up the castle. No, blank.
right.
Step three,
profit.
So he's pointed it out to you, so you know that you need to get up to the first level of the tower. So you were going to head that way. You were going to hit the stairs and go up there. When you come out, you're going to pass through the stage, like you're going to pass briefly through, some of the stage area, because the understage area and the actual stage area, while they are kind of technically two different floors, there's a lot of just sloping, so it doesn't really feel like you're on different floors. Half the time you kind of just walked down a little bit and then you were there somewhere else. So there's not really a lot of stairs between those two, but to get to the upper levels, there's actual stairs you're going to have to go up. So as you go up these main stairs, you're not stopped, you're not confronted, no one tries to do anything. You were told you're welcome to walk around, you're welcome to look at things, whatever. She doesn't she doesn't care what you're doing as long as you're not hurting anyone or starting any trouble. She's fine with that. Which is,
Technically, we're not starting from.
oh god.
Well,
Okay.
I guess that depends on your opinion.
Okay. Well,
Technically, we're helping someone.
okay.
I helped a bunch of people already.
So as you're winding through this, you're actually going to go through an area that are actually quite clearly theater boxes. They kind of wind right through it. They're actually these 20-foot high balconies, and as you kind of walk up the stairs, you have to walk through the backstage area, like the back of the balcony area. You actually see that the stone balconies themselves are fringed with these thick drapes. Of this, looks like maybe it was velvet at some point or something. Unless you stop, that's kind of all you're going to get out of your periphery, and you can see that they clearly look down onto the stages, but other than that, nothing much. You're going to keep moving up. So as you continue to move up, you are going to move into the Orrery of Tragedies, and you only know it's called that because someone just told you that. However, if you didn't, you might be stunned by the room anyway and need to stop and take a moment, because this room doesn't look like anything you've seen before. The cylindrical chamber houses a whirring contraption bolted to a revolving metal disc that serves as its base. There are metal spheres and sickles that are attached to the ends of long metal arms that are sweeping back and forth. They're clicking loudly and rhythmically, like the hands of some type of giant metronome. There is electricity shooting out around the room, back and forth between these things. This apparatus is inlaid with characters from strange alphabets, and there are smoky wisps in the shapes of the letters that are rising from the contraption as it revolves. The whole device hums and crackles with lightning, and in the middle you can see that rising up from one of the mechanisms is an actual 80-foot tall copper pole made of that same eight 10-foot long lightning rods attached end to end. It extends upward past the ring-shaped gallery that forms the chamber's upper level and through a hole in the 50-foot high domed ceiling. You can see 3 goblins wearing overalls and tinted goggles using brooms to sweep the floor, and they don't seem troubled by the noise at all. This seems like this is just things as usual. There's nothing going on here. When they see you, they kind of glance at you and they're like, are you here for her to do a reading?
20 minutes. 20 minutes till curtain.
Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah, y'all are part of the stage crew. Y'all do you. And they just walk away and continue cleaning up in the room,
That's
just
how you get through.
generally moving around.
It's about asses are a little lighter you can carry.
He doesn't care. Yeah, I was gonna say he could. They are not going to involve themselves. If you want to though,
The masks.
you'll need, of course, to walk around the room itself. If you do not want to get caught in this odd thing, you can kind of guess that obviously all of those lightning rods that you've seen throughout this entire area probably feed into this contraption. But
This is where the explosion begins.
Yes.
you walk around the room and you come to, just like he told you there would be, there is a doorway in the very back of the room. And once you've stepped through the actual doorway, there's kind of a little bit of a hall. And at the end of the hall, you can...
PM for a moment.
Yep.
As we're passing, Jericho clocks the apparatus.
Okay.
It looks like it's like telling like heavenly bodies and that kind of stuff. Okay. So
There are alphabets. There are also, you can see it's not the alphabet you're used to it anyway, but you can tell it's some type of alphabet.
Not interested in that so much, but you said there were like spheres that were like...
Yes, some things that look like maybe they were moons.
Right,
there's
that's
nothing...
what I wanted to hit on there.
Yeah.
Does it look like I could...
Yeah, you can see
I mean,
it.
and this is just as a... He clocks it and immediately thinks, if this doesn't work with Glister and Gleam, this might be the thing that we have to make into an eclipse. Does it look like I could form an eclipse on this device?
Maybe. The pieces you can see, and you can see them on the map that you have of level 1. The pieces you can see, there are some round pieces and there's some sickle pieces that look like, clearly like quarter moons or something. But the round pieces don't necessarily look like a sun, just kind of like a full moon or something. If Jericho had something to add to it to make it more of a sun type, something to indicate that it was the sun or something like that, possibly.
Cool. That's all I needed.
But yeah.
She just clocks it and is like, plan B.
Okay.
And then keeps on going.
All right. So as you get through the very first doors, you can actually see there are 2 rusty suits of armor sized for goblins, and they are equipped with halberds, and they flank this large stone door that appears to be bereft of any handles, hinges, or decorations at all.
Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock.
Nothing.
Okay, I try to open it.
Hold on a second. I lied. This is the door that does when you knock. As you do this, a face appears in the door itself, and it just looks at you and goes, "You shall not pass!" That's it.
Okay, Gandalf.
Melon.
Back, I command you. Back!
Okay, I'll back up. Are you the door to the prison?
I mean, shouldn't you know that?
Well, I'm hoping I'm right. So, stage fright needs a prisoner on stage for a public execution for Indolin and her sisters.
10, 15. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, 15 minutes, and it's a long trek up here before we gotta go all the way back.
No.
No.
That's not I didn't ask a question. I said I need a thing. So, what do we gotta do to get through here? 15 minutes before the curtain goes up. public execution happens. What do you need?
I'm not opening for you.
Okay, well, who would you open for? Who do I gotta go get? What supervisor do I need to bring all the way up here to talk to you?
Dame Endolin is the only one who opens these doors.
She gave us permission. She told us to tell you.
That you really did, actually.
No.
Yes.
How thick is the door?
Yeah. Okay, Dragon Rage Sage.
Let's see.
We tried the nice way.
And what is
So-
that made out of? Is it stone?
It is stone.
Stop.
Huh.
Jericho backs up. I tried to save you.
Well,
When it's talking, you can see through the mouth on it, as if the door like actually speaks completely. Like there's an actual hole that forms in the door while it speaks. So you can see through the mouth. So it's through the entire door itself. But the door itself is. I'm trying to find the actual thing that you're going to ask me for in just a minute, which is what the stat block is, to not just get through that part of it, but I know you're actually going to want to probably try to beat it up.
What do you mean try?
don't fight the door.
I'm sorry.
Sage is like, I've had enough. I've never had a door talk back to me.
Figure that out.
Just a flat no.
That's what-
Like
yeah.
there's no negotiating.
Sage is like,
Open and
no.
Oh, I'm scared.
Oh, we're doing that today.
Yeah, it does. It is. Why is there not?
Is there a strength DC or something?
There is gonna be, but
Maybe there's a stat block. We could kill it.
there is a stat block. You can try to force the door open. Hold on.
Gonna force the mouth open.
I mean, how can you force mouths open? What are options?
Oh, you hold the top part. You hold the top part.
Have you got silence?
I don't have silence. I have shatter.
There you are. That's all you need right there.
That's the backup plan. We're gonna see what Sage does first.
I mean,
But it could go horribly wrong.
okay, but there are also ways to maybe talk to it. That's fine.
Well, we
We
tried
tried talking to it. Told
It
us
said no, and it said I only
Okay.
opened for Dame Endolin. So
You're
I was
right.
like, well,
Sure did.
diplomacy has failed. Time for action.
Do I have any
Yes.
disguise kit, deck of cards?
What do you think? You just gonna shatter this thing, or are you just gonna beat it up? What's happening here?
I mean,
I mean, you can start trying to beat it up.
unless you guys want to continue to talk to it. Talking is not Sage's strong suit, though.
Nah.
We
Yeah,
tried
time
to.
for talk is over.
Really didn't, but
Time for
okay.
punching.
It said no. We're honoring
punch
its
it in the
wishes.
face.
No means no, so now we have to punch.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead.
That's not
Sage,
a good
if
life
you want to hit it,
philosophy.
you most likely certainly can.
I mean, I was more gonna try and kick it open. But
Sure.
Whichever.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all the same. And it
feel like
I was
Fucking
gonna say, I
up.
think that's the same on your stat block for that you're a monk, and it doesn't really matter.
I feel like we're fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
Why does this still wrong?
That's a 17 on the die for a 23.
Mm-hmm.
What? Maybe. It's a D6 points of damage. I mean, it's unarmored, but it doesn't really.
Okay.
So.
So,
I mean, it's just my normal unarmored strike. I'm just trying to kick it open. I mean, I can kick it multiple times if need be. I get an extra attack. I can go ahead and.
I mean, whatever you want to do,
shoot
because,
two
I mean,
attacks.
you kicked it, and it doesn't kick it open, but it seems to cause, like, a small chip in the door.
It's only a
I've seen her take out the dragon door. You might just want to open up.
So that's probably
Endolin's
not
gonna-
hitting. Is it? An
It is
8
not.
hit? No, I think so.
So you
Then
bash
I
it and nothing happens.
can- Yeah, well then I did hit one.
She did hit it once, and a small chip flew out of the door.
Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Let's do this.
What?
Yeah, just unload on it.
Yeah.
Unload on it, and whatever's left,
Like,
Thorn's gonna hit it with a shatter.
I don't think I wrote everything on my character sheet, which is fantastic because I never expected us to actually start getting into combat.
Well, while you look that up, Torn, hit it with a shatter.
That seems like something y'all have done the entire time, so I'm not sure how you can continue to not expect that.
This is only the third combat for 16.
I'm gonna be like,
so.
I'm gonna talk to the door first and be like, alright, door.
Okay, you keep taking
trying.
the least diplomatic road. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
It's
door.
like a
Trying.
diplomatic road. It
It's
is
your
one.
chance. You either open or something really bad's gonna happen to you.
Something really bad would happen to me if I opened for any but Dame Endlin.
Dame Andolin sent us trying to tell you. We're working for her. We need to get a prisoner there who's gonna be executed.
Yeah, I don't think so.
She didn't have time to tell you yourself because. Alright.
Yeah. At this point, it's like, we are wasting air. Let us blast this thing off its hinges.
It looks like it's ready to like yawn at you while you're saying this.
Okay,
It
it's like
starts to,
5.
like,
You guys might want to cover your ears and stand back. Pulls out his loot, reaches his hand with all the lightning.
Okay.
Gosh, shatter!
It's too loud, you're too old. I'm standing right there next to you.
And it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. For
It needs to beat 15.
okay.
Is that, and now, wait a minute. That's for if it's a person, right?
I just
I was gonna say that.
it
Don't.
says centered on that. It says, oh yeah, that's each creature.
Yeah.
Does this count it as a creature?
Because what's it say for objects?
It just says that creature takes 3 down. Half of a creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on the saving throw.
There you go.
So that's disadvantage on the saving throw.
So I'm going to roll a flat d20 because I don't have other stats for this right now, and we'll assume he's probably gonna fail it. But if not, how much did he need?
15 at disadvantage.
Why is period flows not written on my character sheet?
Sorry,
You made it?
he did.
Nice. Well, he'll take half of this damage. then.
Okay,
4,
so
5,
what's the
6,
damage?
7, 8, 9. So half of 9.
So half of 9.
Yeah.
So 4 points.
You can make it. And if he's not tied down to anything.
If he's not tied down to anything, he's a door. He's
Yeah.
So this is a 10-foot radius sphere, and any non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage in the spell's area. So even if it doesn't take full, the walls and stuff around it take full.
Yep.
False suits of goblin armor.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a 10-foot, so yeah.
And I put it right on that door.
Right.
Right in front of me.
So you're gonna be putting it. You're gonna center it on the door.
Yes.
And I'm going to assume you're gonna do your best not to hit any of your friends.
Yeah, I told them to step back, cover the ears.
It will hit the suits of armor to the side, but it doesn't really do anything except shake them and they fall down. And a skull rolls out of one of the helmets, but you know, the walls and everything shake a little bit, and you see a couple more pieces of like rock kind of like fall out of the walls. Kind of like when Sage hit it, but
Okay.
that's where we're at.
So that didn't work either.
You guys want me to hit it again?
It worked a little bit. That's the only answer I have. I mean, stuff fell, like it did break a little bit, but it made its con save, so not that you would know that. So as far as you're concerned, now to be fair, the door might taunt you a little bit and be like, really? The best you can do is to try to shatter me?
Oh, this motherfucker's going down.
I was like, let's try this one.
I will give you the opportunity before continuing to, as it were, beat your heads against the wall.
I was about to literally do that.
If anyone would like to roll an insight, I maybe could give you maybe some thoughts or some hints to maybe how it would maybe be easier.
So I had an idea.
Okay.
I don't think I need a roll for this. You
Okay.
said it was yawning. You said every time it opens its mouth that we could see through to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So if I hit it with a command spell, sleep,
Okay.
and it fails,
Okay.
then like we could just open its mouth and go through.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe to be. It's set into stone, so it's not moving other than the face itself if the
Right,
face
but
moves.
if the
So
face.
I would say you would think that probably no. Probably you would need to actually make the door itself do that. Now,
Make the door itself go to sleep.
make the door itself maybe do something that would have its mouth open. So,
I rolled a 14 on the insight.
okay. So,
It was a 16 on the die. But that's
oh,
minus
well,
2.
you know, does anybody else want any thoughts? Because there are definitely some ways that are a little easier to get this through. Jericho is on the right track. It's something along those lines, but being asleep isn't necessarily going to necessitate their mouth being open. So maybe something that would necessitate their mouth being open.
I rolled the insight and got a 19.
Okay. So maybe, Parthenos, you hear Jericho say something like that. You hear him make that suggestion, and maybe in your mind you're like, well, okay. So to be fair, if maybe it started to yawn, but seemed like it kind of pulled himself out of actually full on yawning a minute ago. But maybe if he yawned, maybe his mouth would be wide enough for someone to get through really quickly, or maybe if we got him to laugh and open his mouth, that maybe those would be easier ways to get through.
Does it look like when his mouth opens wide enough, I'm small enough to be able to fly?
Yeah, because when he speaks, you can catch glimpses of the room behind him, like you can see it. It's just the sleep idea would be good, except if he doesn't like snore, which maybe we shouldn't count on doors to snore. Then might not necessarily help.
Alright, so you need to tell him a joke.
So we need him to open his mouth, maybe on its own.
Alright, I got a joke for you.
Alright, we'll see what he does.
All right.
That might work.
But I guess, do you relay the information?
Yeah.
Okay. You're like, we gotta make him laugh.
I tell him that he's on the right track.
Do Mulder too.
Alright.
Break away.
A guy walks into a bar and says, ow.
This wasn't funny until you said that part. I knew what was happening and it still wasn't.
That's my favorite joke.
Okay,
So the bar says, ow.
Is everybody on board with the plan at this moment though?
Yeah.
Do we know what's happening? Okay. Because yes, not really that hard. He apparently doesn't get much company up there. Everything seems hysterical to him, so he does start laughing.
I can't be all that bad. He laughs at my jokes.
And as soon as it stays open long enough, we'll try and shoot through.
Yeah, it to be fair, it kind of starts laughing like this is maybe one of the best jokes it's ever heard. I mean, it's a wall. Maybe it is.
Joke.
Who knows? But absolutely, you'll be able to get in very easily. Not a problem.
Okay.
Once you get in, you're actually going to see that there are like some levers inside of the room, and they look like there are 4 cells, and you think maybe they probably open the cells, but there's also one that's beside the door that maybe if you can pull it to open it, maybe the door would open and the rest of your party could come in with you if you'd like.
Definitely try that then.
Okay, so you're good to go with that. Roll me a quick strength. You should be fine. I was gonna say like.
Yeah, she got it.
An 18.
She broke it.
Okay.
Plus
Probably don't break it. That's a terrible idea. But.
Plus 24.
Oh, okay. So probably you opened it. Probably you went to pull it. Maybe you thought it was going to be harder to pull than it was, and so you pulled it, and the door slams open. Maybe like kind of wounding itself. But everybody can walk in the prison area now. As you walk in, you can actually see that 3 of the cells are unoccupied, and it looks like only the 4th cell is actually even closed right now. And it definitely looks like that is exactly who you're looking for.
Mister.
It is an elf. Her face is partially hidden under a sun mask. She's actually curled up on a divan reading a book while sipping wine from a thin crystal goblet. There are some other items in the
Looks
cell,
like an elf.
including
It's a pretty comfy
a
place.
crystal
Yeah.
decanter full of this
Totally,
wine.
Is it
There's a
full
bowl
wine?
of figs over on the small table next to her.
Okay.
If this is torture.
Okay,
to the
right?
wall.
Right.
You see this gold embroidered wall tapestry depicting this wooded elven realm, so it looks like, you know, and there's a porcelain chamber pot decorated. Very nice gold filigree. I mean, other than the fact that the cell door is closed, it looks like it's fine. Like, she's legitimately just kind of reading a book and sipping her wine until you
Mister, we
Come
gotta
in.
go.
Warden's favorite.
Okay.
So wrap up that chapter and let's get moving.
If you need help with that wine, I can totally chug it for you.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'm Jericho
Wait.
Moss Blossom of the Westfire Moss Blossoms. Some people call me Cotton Candy Jericho Moss Blossom of the Westfire Moss Blossoms. Recently played a drunken satyr on stage. But we got your sister here and we got to get the heck out.
Okay. What are we're going to get the heck out. I hear you, but
That's really pretty much the whole plan.
I'm gonna go pull the lever and open the door so she
Okay.
can leave.
She'll, you know, flip her feet over the side of the bed and set the crystal down, and she hears you asking about the wine, so she picks up the whole decanter and just kind of thrusts it into your hands and is like, okay.
I'll drink it.
But
The whole decanter.
is
Takes a
my
lot to get
sister
that
with
drum.
you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Gleam is with us. Amador's going to get us the heck out of here.
Okay.
But we got to get you and get gone.
Yeah, we about blow this place up.
Okay, so do you have a plan?
Yes.
We're gonna
Get
get
you,
you out,
get gone. I just gave you the
and
plan.
then we're gonna blow it up.
Okay. I have some options, I have some suggestions on how to deal with Endelyn, because she might be a problem moving forward, but that's fine.
She's
if
gonna
you
be
can-
in a place soon. She'll be distracted.
Okay, if you know what, if you can get me back to my sister and we can get out of here, you know what, I don't really care what else happens beyond that. We can finally get out of here. I'm happy with it.
Me too.
I've just had to be, listen, we can't get caught though. It was only for my sister that I've been so quiet in the prison.
No problem. I've got you. And I pulled the jester costume out.
Yeah.
Put this on.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does what you ask.
All right. Little stage makeup. And
Disguise
out
kit.
the door we go.
Mm-mm-mm.
I actually do have a disguise kit, so yeah, I'm just painting your face.
Okay. So you're just gonna take care of that and kind of wrap her up. Okay,
Master plan came together.
Yes.
good enough.
My best friend, Jericho.
That's right, Corny, my best friend.
And she does kind of remind you, listen guys, I'm gonna go with you, but she's kind of wants to tell you a little bit of information. Like she's, look,
Yeah.
I had a plan. I at least want to tell you because I want to believe in you, but also you are random strangers and you are offering to relieve me. That's amazing.
Future king.
Alright, let's hear this.
So, random stranger, a little more deference.
Mm-hmm.
And we are saving
Okay.
you.
She pauses and sketches a bow to Parthenos and says, "My liege. However,
Jericho's got you.
it seems that you possibly have come through here. I mean, I heard the conversation with the door, so, you know. Either way, and she just tells you very quickly, look, she can be destroyed for good, but it has to be during an eclipse. I'm sure that you're aware of that, but listen, we can create when there's a moon in the storage prop closet, by the way. So, and honestly, if I were to stand behind it while I'm wearing my mask, easily enough, we have created an eclipse.
Mhm.
And, you know, at this point, you know, at least she would know her doom is at hand, and then you could try to kill her as normal, or possibly, I don't know, maybe she would even flee. She's very, very terrified of her own end and separating my sister and I just so that we couldn't create an eclipse.
Or, perhaps, we get gone and go put Parthenos on the throne next to Queen,
Sabrina.
what's her name?
Oh.
Was it, Something with a Z? Zsa. Anyways.
And she looks confused and she says, might have you check with your guide, but if I'm not mistaken, the only way to get to her would be to get to the Palace of Heart's Desire.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
We have an for that.
You should check with them. I think perhaps that you will have to ride the cranes from here to get into the palace.
Okay.
So we might want to deal with the hags so that we can.
Why don't we just take the cranes and go?
Because the hats will probably stop us.
Either way, these will be all questions we can answer next week. When we were not next week, but the week after, of course.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, because next week we will be at Dragonlance.
That's correct. Yeah.
And many of us will be back with you.
Huh? Back in the world of Crit.
Yay! And we might die a different way. Who knows? But thank you so much for joining us tonight, Coasters. Keep those candles burning.
Thanks for the pants.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, thanks for the
And the
Very
bits.
thankful for the
Thank you
pants.
for the bits.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you. And we look forward to seeing you next week for Dragonlance and the week thereafter, hopefully. And
See
maybe,
if we can escape.
or maybe they'll all die a tragic death. Okay,
Sweet.
right.
Unlikely.
Good night.
Bye. Bye.
Keep those candles burning.
She said that already.
I know, but I was doing my scene.
Oh, I ruined it.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Way
Good night,
to go.
guys.
Terrible.
Phil would be the most hated member.
Good evening. Thank you.
Well, bye.